Hello and welcome to this week's recap of Nebraska football. The Huskers are coming off of a 20-13 loss to Minnesota as they head into their next matchup. Nebraska faces Michigan in Ann Arbor on Saturday. Last year, Michigan won against Nebraska 32-29. Interim head coach Mickey Joseph confirmed on Thursday that the Huskers will not have starting quarterback Casey Thompson against Michigan. Either Chubba Purdy or Logan Smothers will take the starting role, but it will be a game-time decision.
Same as last week, They had good practice. They had a good practice. They practiced well. But you don't get graded on practice. You get graded on game day. So it's about who can manage the team on game day. Just like they say about coaching, this would be a great profession if we didn't have to play the games. But we had to play the games. So they got to be able to manage this team during the game. I mean, you can do it at practice, but now I got to see you manage this team during the game.
Defensive back Miles Farmer was suspended for the Michigan game due to an incident over the weekend, where he was cited on suspicion of a DUI.
Well, I mentioned this before that Miles, I felt, has made a dramatic improvement in tackling. He had 14 tackles, and I had him in on 26 other ones that he was involved with. And so he's done a very good job of that. So losing him is a big piece of us that's going to hurt us. On that note, the young man made a mistake. He's taken it extremely serious. We know how impaired driving has affected people throughout the world, and he's very serious about it. He knows he made a mistake. We're not taking it lightly, and we'll handle it the right way, and it's being handled internally. But like his coach said, he'll be suspended for this game. And like I said, he is devastated on how he handled himself in that situation. And again, but across the board right there, we are very aware of how devastating impaired driving is.
Even with the uncertainty at certain positions, the Huskers prepared this week to play against Michigan. Defensive back Marquis Buford Jr. said Nebraska isn't just facing individual players on Michigan's team, but rather the whole team.
For me and all the rest of the guys, everybody has to put their helmet on the same. Everybody got to put their shoulder pads on the same. Everybody has to put their pants up the same. So, at the end of the day, we're going in there to beat Michigan. We're not going in there to beat just Blake or just the quarterback or just one person on the team. We're going to win the game entirely. So although he's a big part of that, I will say that, we don't really let names and hype stuff really get to our head because, everybody's just a regular person at the end of the day.
Tight end and captain Travis Vocalek spoke about his role as a leader on the team and how he balances the different aspects of leadership.
When you got friends and teammates that need getting picked up in a time, you need to do it. But it's also hard times when you have to correct things with them, and that's something that when they're doing things very well, you're with them. And then when they need help getting picked up, you're there to pick them up as well. And if they're not holding up to the standard, always correct them as well. So, I love those guys. When they don't really care what everyone thinks about them. Like you said, everyone's got an opinion, but great players and good friends.
Nebraska has lost its last 3 games. In order to pull out a win, offensive lineman Ethan Piper said it all comes down to belief.
I think just believe. You got to believe that we're going to move the man in front of us and believe that we're going to win this game. I think at the end of the game, you could drop all the X's, O's you want, but if you're doubting yourself or anything, you're going to play like that. So at the end of the day, you got to go on the field and just believe that you're going to get the job done and believe we're going to win. It's that belief factor that makes a good team great. So.
Thanks for watching, and make sure to check out hailvarsity.com for more Nebraska football content.